when community comes together and brings forth solidarity, it's a powerful thing. So I think if I'm just going to open this one up, right? I do think people confuse or misinterpret folks on social media as extroverts, or they just want to broadcast every part of their life because they just want attention, or they just don't understand what privacy means for themselves. Because you could say, let's just say like, you're not on social media, right? Whatsoever, right? So to study the psychology, it's like you would say, I respect and enjoy my privacy. That's why I'm not on social media, right? That would be something a person who's not on social media would say. You'd be like, I appreciate my privacy that much that I don't want to put my life out there publicly. I only want to share my intimate details of my life with my loved ones, right? Like my closest inner circle, right? That would be what people would say. But here's the thing. What if you don't have loved ones? What if you don't have closest peoples? So let's open this up. Now, if people come in here, right? I'm just saying in general, hey Mandy, if people come in here and let's just say we get strong together, right? But let's just say I'm the one curating the chat, right? But I don't have family. Like, I don't have friends. I don't have anyone close. Let's just say, right? I don't have anyone. So now, the person that says, I don't go on social media because I appreciate my privacy that much. So I don't want to put my business out publicly for the world to see, because that's only for my loved ones and my family and friends, like my closest people. What happens if you don't have that? So now there's an element of, I love you too, Jill. There's an element of like, we together form something strong as a collective. So I'm just bringing that to people's awareness, because I think a lot of people would say you're an extrovert, or I'm all right, Jill. I hope you're doing well. I'm just driving out here in the Bronx, and just speaking about, I guess, privacy, how the power of community, and when loneliness can sometimes bring a powerful concept, which I'm speaking about, which is, thank you, Loud Pack, I appreciate that. When strangers can come together and form something strong, like I'm not an extrovert, I'm probably in between an introvert and an extrovert, right? So that's off. Am I like dying to put everything out on Front Street because I want attention that badly? No. That's not true neither. So then it's like if and I don't have brothers, I don't have sisters, I don't have anyone I associate with, right? So if you only share what you do for your loved ones, like those are intimate moments, right? And it's only for my closest inner circle. But I don't have that. It's true. I don't have that. So then so now this is like therapeutic in a way for someone like me, right? Because if you were a person on the other end and you were saying all those things that I just negated, now it's like, well, now the people that we form in a community, that's unity and that's solidarity, because we come together, and it could be strangers, but we're creating something that could be more powerful than, what people associate to be those intimate moments, which is what most people who are not on social media would say is what they reserve those intimate moments for, right? They're not on social media because that's reserved for their family and their loved ones. But when you don't have that, your family could be what you create, because people are very capable of love, and people are very capable of bringing their best sides forward. And that could come from strangers, So I think that's something to be said, and that was the whole point of this message, And I wanted to clear that up, because the power of uniting strangers is truly immense, and you can really work miracles with that, Howdy, Boglanet. Are you from an area where bogs and marshes are around? I wonder what that means, but howdy. Let me just, I was driving, so I couldn't really concentrate on the chat while pointing out what I was speaking about, right? DJ Ent. He's the name of the one. Okay. Well, Sirena del Fulmine. Okay. So, yeah, that's really it, Oh, it's your name. I was randomly PS3. Okay, cool. Well, you're stuck with it. You make the most of it, And then if you get really good at whatever games you play, then they're gonna know your name. They're gonna know Boglanet, They're gonna know your name. That's for sure. But and that's what I mean. Like we learn like random things about one another, and it's a beautiful thing, Because like I said, sometimes people don't have the luxury to be able to communicate with loved ones or close family or friends or anything like that, So that's why I just wanted to get on, and I wouldn't I wouldn't put down someone who is not on social media, you know? Like, I wouldn't be like, you're not on social media, so just gotta be, that's a red flag. No. Like, but then again, everyone is entitled to their opinions. But I was just clearing it up from my point of view on how it pertains to me and what I bring to the table as far as from my experience, you know? Uh, I I'm actually doing a little bit of both, I think. But I love cruising around, especially in the Bronx. It's been raining all night. I'm getting ready to actually go to the gym. Today's gonna be my first day. I'm actually legit gonna work out. Like, I'm not just gonna play around. Like, I'm really gonna work out. Like, today marks day one that I'm gonna start hitting the weights. And I mean serious. I'm gonna start with legs today, and we're gonna get busy. A whole leg routine through and through. And excuse me. Other than that, thank you, Jill. Appreciate that. Oh, NJ. Okay. Yeah, New Jersey's a... Listen, I love the tri-state, Connecticut. I love Pennsylvania as well. I love every state. I'm a patriot. I love every state. I'm not gonna front. You know, I haven't been to every state, but I would love to, you know, the states that people probably wouldn't talk so much about, I would love to go to, like Mississippi. Hey, Jill, why are you retracting your messages? I mean, it's your prerogative. I'm just curious. But I appreciate your blessings, that's for sure. You know, I think all of us could use blessings while we're up and about, you know. I see a lot of odd things out here in these streets, in the Bronx. But I always talk about the Bronx because I love folks out here. The BX, you know, you might just have a random round 4 that comes out of nowhere, you know. But on the 5th hour in the AM out here, Eastern, it's a beautiful thing regardless. Because like I said, randomness is part of the beauty. And I love people out here in the X. Bronx people are, you know, because the Bronx borders Westchester and it borders Manhattan and Queens. So like the people out here have like a certain way, you know, their culture, their lingo. It's like a culmination of so many different swaggers, you know. That's why I always big up BX people, you know. But I think every state has that, like wherever you're from, even if you're not from the U.S., wherever your bordering towns and townships and hamlets and villages are, I'm sure you understand the same thing. Like, it exists. People's lingos are interconnected from where the borders are located, you know? So they kind of like, it's like a seamless connection. Like they kind of just have elements of one another, which I appreciate. But that's really it. If anyone's interested, you can go back, because I was really speaking about how loneliness can bring forth a strong community. And with that community, the power of social media is important, because just because someone is on social media, I don't think they should be penalized. And because someone is not on social media, you shouldn't judge them or put them down either, and that's the whole point. But other, other than that, I'm not actually very familiar with Benson Boone's music, Joe Jefferson. I wonder if you're going to retract this message, after um, I answer that question. But Bog, I appreciate that, man. I'm kind of like you did. I'm going to I'm I'm not nervous, but it's been years. I haven't worked out in a long time, and I'm going right to legs. I'm going back squats, front squats, stiff legs, step ups. I'm doing calves, I'm doing shins, I'm doing everything, so I know I'm not probably going to be able to walk properly tomorrow and the day after, but it's okay. We're going to still, going right into the fire. We're going right into the flames. And I'm not going to go heavy, obviously. Not at all. It doesn't matter at all, Joe Jefferson. I'm just messing with you, you know. You could do whatever you want with your messages, No offense. But yeah, I'm going to make sure I make it happen, and I will keep, you know, this group posted, and hopefully I can give some motivation and some inspiration to some folks that want to start their day ones as well. You don't have to wait till like the new year or anything. Like, this is a random Tuesday. Like, it's day one, and I'm excited because it's like I haven't worked out in years, and I know I'm not going to be able to walk after this workout is done, because I'm going to do everything, and it should be fun. But that's really it. I appreciate everyone checking in, and I'm going to put this out there, and I will catch y'all next time. Thanks for checking in again.